guys like to learn new things? Whether you're in school or out of school, how do you learn best?
Hands-on, like actually doing it and not just having a piece of paper in front of me and filling stuff out. I can't learn like that.
I like to learn working with people.
Okay.
The way I like to learn is to give me a challenge and not to give me like hands-on, but I just like to have a challenge with my work.
So what's something in particular you would say, I'm glad we did that. I'm really glad I did that. Even though it may have been hard, it may have been frustrating, it took time and energy, but you would say, you know what, that was worth doing.
I have to say being in woodshop last year because I got to build a curio cabinet, and I think it was worth the couple of months that I spent on it because I got to go to state.
I would honestly have to say last year in my physics class, well, the physics class in general wasn't an easy task, but it was a project that we did when we made cars using CDs. But before we could actually do the project in general, there were a bunch of other formulas and everything else that we had to learn. And that in itself wasn't an easy task to do, but afterwards, and after everything was done with, you know, it puts a whole new perspective and spin on things because it's something you never thought you would be able to achieve. And it just made me feel really good because I've never been one to actually strive for something like that and never thought I'd actually be out there doing something.
Last year in biology, when we had to design a baby, it was pretty entertaining because science overall has always been my worst subject, and I was really not getting it. How genetics worked and the recessive traits and dominant traits, and it just didn't make any sense because I'm one of those kind of people that really likes to have like a set way of things and how they work out, and it was just more like at random, and I really wasn't understanding it until we had to design a baby, and we had to I remember. So now at least I know the difference between the recessive traits and the dominant traits, and you know how they come together and things like that.
I remember in the 6th grade, we had to do a project. We had to make a video, and we had to make up our own product, and it wasn't easy. It was hard. It took weeks to make the props and stuff like that. But
So what made you keep at it?
because it was fun, and I got to do it with my friends, and it was like hands-on too.
None of us up here have said specifically technology. And I know that's been a big push. That's part of the 21st Century Learning initiatives, is using technology in the classroom and all of that. But the thing for us, and I think I speak for all of us when I say that's a given to us, that we're going to use technology. We all have phones in our pocket that we just had to turn off. You know, I mean, that's a given. And so when we talk about designing work that is engaging and interesting to us, technology is going to be a part of that in my mind. It may not be necessarily in the teachers because that may not be what you've grown up with, but
back as a student about an experience that you've had in school, maybe an assignment, a project you worked on, but some lesson which caused you to really, really work hard. And I'd like for you to tell me something about that assignment that caused you to really want to complete it, but something that took a lot of time, that might have been frustrating, might have been challenging, but you stuck with it until the end.
The project that I would say meets that would be the senior project that I took part in this year. And that entails, if any of you are familiar, doing research. We choose a topic of our own. Each student chooses their own topic, doing research, doing a research paper on that, and then doing a product of the knowledge that you learn, and then presenting that at the end. And right now we're in the product and presentation phase of that. And I would say that the most that I got out of that was because I knew at the end of learning that material, I would be responsible for teaching other people what I learned. And it was
recently did an internship at Channel 13, which was an awesome experience, and I would never trade it for the world. And it was also a dual enrollment class as well at SLU, and you got a mass comm credit. So we would always have to come up with videos, and either our mentor, Mr. John Harrison, would come up with the topic, or we would have to come up with it on our own. So we did a topic on Top Dog, Little Dog, which is at my school. It's where the seniors mentor the freshmen. So we had to come up with how were we going to present it in a 2 to 3 minute video, which is very hard.